I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all. Clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
Floyd's broke. You gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dump.
Stephen A. Smith has called out Floyd Mayweather over his claim of purchasing 62 buildings valued at $42 million. According to reports, Mayweather only holds minor shares in the properties, not full ownership. Stephen A. questions whether Floyd inflated the truth to protect his image amid swirling bankruptcy rumors and talk of a potential $42 million scam.
Showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Stephen A. Smith has never held back when it comes to giving Floyd Mayweather his flowers. He's consistently praised Mayweather's legacy, often pointing to his dominance during the latter part of his career. Smith regularly highlights Floyd's discipline, elite defensive skills, and flawless undefeated record as proof of his greatness. In Stephen A.'s eyes, Mayweather wasn't just a fighter. He was a master technician and strategist who fought with precision and purpose. His ability to control fights and avoid damage earned him not just victories, but widespread respect from fans and boxing experts alike.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
However, the praise began to fade once Mayweather transitioned into a new chapter of his career: exhibition matches after retirement. Unlike his competitive prime, these bouts seemed more about the paycheck than the legacy. His fight against Logan Paul, in particular, drew sharp criticism. Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, calling the match a hollow spectacle. In his eyes, Logan Paul, a YouTuber turned novice boxer, posed no real threat to someone of Mayweather's caliber. For a fighter who once sat at the top of the sport, stepping into the ring for a glorified sparring session felt more like a cash grab than a testament to greatness.
Not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Look at these exhibitions and all of that stuff. That little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Mayweather.
Stephen A. didn't stop with just the Logan Paul criticism. He's been vocal in multiple interviews about his unease with Mayweather's entire exhibition approach. While he gave Floyd a pass for fighting Conor McGregor, citing McGregor's legitimacy as a combat sports athlete, he drew a firm line after that. Facing opponents far beneath his skill level simply to collect an easy check was,
Do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it.
This point came into sharp focus during one especially candid interview when Stephen A. Smith posed a blunt question to Mayweather. What matters more, your money or your legacy? It was the kind of question meant to spark reflection. But instead of engaging with the deeper implications, Mayweather kept steering the conversation back to his financial success.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
This money-first image has left a lasting impact on the next generation of athletes. Stephen A. argued that today's rising stars don't look up to Floyd Mayweather for his slick footwork, defensive brilliance, or unmatched ring IQ. They admire the lifestyle, the flash, the bank account. To Smith, that's a disservice to the sport. It shifts the focus from greatness to greed, sending a message that chasing the bag is more important than perfecting the craft. And in doing so, it threatens to overshadow everything Mayweather once represented inside the ring.
It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to. What they're paying attention to instead is the $1 billion plus Mayweather has earned in his career. How box office he made himself. How he's been his own boss, answerable to no commissioner, no owner, no GMs, and barely even the fans for the last decade in achieving unprecedented wealth, fame, and control of his own name, his own brand. And how despite strenuous efforts by so many to bring him down, they simply weren't able to do it. You want to see an athlete drool? The idolized displaying deference and respect?
This became painfully clear when Floyd was asked why he chose to fight Logan Paul instead of a higher-profile boxer like Tyson Fury. His answer? Logan had more followers. That was it. Not skill, not legacy, not competition. Just social media clout. To many, including Stephen A. Smith, that response said it all. Mayweather's priorities had clearly shifted. He was no longer stepping into the ring for the love of the sport or to cement his legacy. He was doing it for attention and paychecks.